Guys, let me get the stream up and going here. Oh, I have to tune that sucker here in a second. So I'll be tracking some guitars today. Hopefully it sounds good. I'm not much of a session player, but you know, my chops aren't what they used to be, but I've got to lay some stuff down. So figured you guys could hang with me while we do it. Let me get this stream up here so I can see the comments as they roll in. You would think that this is like easy to do. All right. There we go. Now we're going. We got 4 people watching. Yo, guys, tune in. Let us know in the comments. Let's see. Nice to be there. What's up, Dennis? All right. Yeah. So I'm going to be playing a struggle game here of hearing the mic audio with guitar audio. Maybe I can do my best to manage it. There's not really a way for me to like efficiently do that, so I'll see if I could make that happen here in a second. But yes, we are live, and we're hanging out. I've got a session up here. We're gonna lay down some guitars. Should be able to hear it. Either way, you're gonna hear it through the mic. I've got it in the ISO booth behind me, and it is ripping loud. The funniest part is I was like kind of getting set up, and I was like rocking on this guitar. I put some drive on it, and all of a sudden the amp cuts out, and I'm like, what? What just happened? Did my amp blow up on me? So I'm like, I walk over to the amp head, and I'm playing, and I hear guitar sounds coming from the amp head. It's like the amp has a speaker all of a sudden. I'm like, why is there no sound getting to the cabinet? And like I start looking around, inspecting. It's so loud in the ISO booth that the cable had popped out of the speaker cabinet from like the resonance of the bass. So that was absolutely hilarious. And sent me wild for about 5 minutes. It was like perfect timing. Got to go live. And I got to track guitars today and lay stuff down. And my guitar blows up. All right, so yeah, let's get going here. And if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the chat. I'm gonna do my best to try to answer them as I go. You know. Yeah, Rick, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Film legend in the house. All right. So like I said, I'll do my best to try to get my mic audio muted as I play, but it's kind of tricky because it's through console that I'm doing this. So it means I basically just have to have console like right behind the app. Oh boy. There we go. Okay, I think I got it. Cool. Now let's put that over here. This is the really, really frustrating part of having to try to do this. Try to find a way to manage this. I'm sure I could like set up Stream Deck to like make this way more efficient, but all right, so now all right, now you have just amp. And now it's amp and mic. Okay, that's gonna be really frustrating to manage, but we'll find out. We'll figure that out. Okay. So yeah, now you should have my screen, and you should also have the mix here. So hopefully we'll get that going. But we're gonna create a group here. Let's see, new version, new group. We got a good question already. What do you do to to organize really large projects. 2, do you use Luna for your full workflow, or do you use it along with another DAW as well? Yeah, Scott, great question. I mean, like right off the top, the first thing that I do is color coordination, obviously like markers, etc. But color coordination really helps, and also like you get into like repeatable patterns of like how you do stuff. So I always prefer to have like my drums all the way at the top organized into one singular drum bus, my bass, then acoustics, and then electrics, and then keys, and then vocals, then background vocals. So I have like my own normal way of thinking from like top down how I scroll through. That's one way that I kind of keep it organized. And then obviously with the color coordination itself, that's obviously going to help. And then markers helps as well. So yeah, and then like at that point, when you resize the session, like you kind of have a really good understanding of what you're looking at from top down, right? Because again, I have my workflow, all my drums are at the top, all my bass, right, acoustics, and then, I think my system's freaking out, doing too much here. Yeah, so that's the primary way that I do it. I know like other tools like Pro Tools, you can get into like some really, really interesting stuff with like markers. You press one button, it hides everything, and then it focuses just on a few select tracks. You can do stuff like that. I don't know if they call them markers, but I know you can do really cool things like that. But that's how I do it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty rudimentary. Next, do I use Luna for my full workflow? Largely, yeah. I mean, my workflow, I'll typically go to a session studio. So they're on Pro Tools HDX. They've got the big Pro Tools systems. And then I come back to the studio here, and I'll be in Pro Tools long enough to basically comp, edit, clean, and then bounce out. And then I'll get into Luna and pick up where that session leaves off, which is typically vocals, maybe like adding another instrument like a fiddle or maybe a steel, or maybe there's like a redo session where I got to redo electric guitars or something. So yeah, and then beyond that, yeah, I mean, if I was just starting from scratch, yeah, I'd probably be in Luna. But yeah, so good question. What's up, Farnham Music? How's everybody doing? Let me know in the chat. So yeah, long story short, yeah, I do use it with Pro Tools, but I'm gonna lay down some guitars. So let's see how we go on this first pass here. I just strung this up yesterday, so I'm gonna be like tuning like a madman. Beefy. All right, cool. Let's mute me out. I'm gonna try to do a pass here. a bit of a one-hit wonder there. It's not bad. I suppose I could do some more to it. That's pretty conservative. And I definitely messed up in this bridge section. So we're going to add a new version. And I'm just going to do another pass. Why not? Let's tune it up. Yeah, okay, yeah, good question here. What 3 tracks am I recording? Yeah, so here's the tracks here. So I've got, yeah, I'll just walk through my setup. So I've got a group here. I've tied these 3 tracks as a group, so I've got 3 sources. EGET-L, the top track, is my DI. I probably should rename that. But I'm just taking a clean DI, and basically what's happening, I've got my guitar plugged in, it goes into my volume pedal. My volume pedal duplicates it, basically it splits it. So 1 goes directly into my volt. And because the volt is in ADAT mode, I can stereo link the left or the first channel and the second channel. And so I just have a left only basically DI going in as stereo. And the reason I do it as stereo is because if I'm gonna use my like DI to do an amp sim later, I want my amp sim to be in stereo. And so I'm just getting that out of the way up front. I'm recording like a stereo track, but it's really only 1. That way it prevents me from like duplicating the DI and then converting it to stereo down the line. And then I have, jump back up here on screen. Yeah, so EGL 57, that is my, it's a vintage, it's a 515, Shure 515 SB, I think is what it's called. It's basically the 57 before the 57. And then I'm using the Universal Audio SD1 down here. And that's like the 3rd track, if you will. And they're just all going at once. That's just one big guitar there. Yeah, and then, yeah, as far as the mixing courses, yeah. So I have a Luna Master course, which has been pretty well received. I've been really happy with like feedback that I've gotten on that course. So if you use Luna, you're still learning it, go check it out. It's at thestevekinney.com. The cool thing about it, the reason I designed it is because YouTube doesn't let me update videos, right? So it's like I have old videos that still rank like #1 in the search when you search like, how do I use Luna, right? And they're older videos. Some of it's outdated information. I can't change it. I can't get rid of it, because if I get rid of it, then YouTube negatively impacts the channel with ranking, SEO, all that kind of stuff. So I have to leave them up there. And then it kind of occurred to me, I'm like, well, if I make a course platform, I can always go back, edit the videos, add new information to the existing lessons, etc. So that's where the master course came from. You get it, you get lifetime access, all updates, etc. And then, yeah, I have the Art of the Vocal, which is my vocal mix or my vocal course, right? I've got the Art of the Mix coming, still in production, and I've got a home production master course coming out as well very shortly. That one should be out first. It's a lot of work putting these things together, but great question. Appreciate you asking, and feel free to go to thestevekinney.com to check it out, learn more. All right, I'm gonna run this again. Cool, yeah. Here we go, muting myself. All right. Yeah. Decent. I already know I want to do a few things again. So I'll go again. We got another question here. What version of Luna am I using? I'm still on the 2.3, the last version of 2.03. And yeah, I need to do an update, but sometimes when I'm in the middle of a project, I'm just nervous about updating. So yeah, I'll leave it. And that's it. Kind of goes back to my old school doing this for ages. I don't update my system. I'm still on actually I had to update for some reason. I think it was like my mirrored output of my video. Whenever I cut to this feed, it was going pink. It was totally pink. And it was like a Mac, I think Sonoma bug. So I updated to Sequoia. It's been pretty stable since, but it's a pretty big no-no to update in general. You don't really want to update your Mac. Don't really want to update stuff. That's like, as a studio guy, you hate that. So, but yeah, so that's the answer there. All right, one more time tuning. The thrilling amount of tuning that you'll get to hang out with me doing today. Yeah, sick. Okay. Super chunky. I don't know if that's too driven for country music. Trying to play it so it's not like over the top. Maybe back off the drive a touch. Yeah, all right. All right, going again, muting myself. Total fail. All right. I wish there was an easier way for me to have myself muted. Because you really hear, like, in the background, like you really hear it. Hopefully it sounds all right for the stream. Let me know what it sounds like in the stream, I guess. Terrible playing. All right, tune again. Does anybody else, like, when you tune your guitars on your dropped tuning, does anybody else just prefer to tune by ear? Just on that last string, you know? Okay, yeah, should be good. All right, another new version. I'll probably be doing, like, tons of versions because I'm a madman. All right. This will probably be the last one on this guitar. I'll swap out guitars here in a second. Yeah, so there's probably things about that I'm going to comp, like in the earlier takes, I think I did a better verse too. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. And my computer's freaking out. Yeah. But I think I will do that bridge one more time. I'm just going to start later. All right. Tune. Thrilling entertainment. Cool. Halfway through verse 2. All right, muting my mic. All right, cool. That one had the little harmonic sound thing at the end that I was really kind of hunting for. And also it felt a little bit more in tune. This guitar is a little funky, like if you press down too hard on this, or too light even, it'll be like out of tune, so pay attention for things like that. I also gotta find a way to like lift it on the out. I mean, I'm kind of like just hanging on the notes a bit more. Probably do something like that. Maybe it's another guitar that's gonna lift it, I think, maybe. All right. Also, I might just like fiddle with this section here. Also, I probably should do like a little whirl. That'd be cool. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll just add my little moment here. There you go. And we'll probably start to comp some of this together. I also did a thing in verse 1 I wasn't totally happy with. Yeah, that's way cooler. Let me do another one. Undo. Undo. I gotta tune that. That's not working for me. Cool. Okay. That sounds kind of country, like rockin' country, I guess. Ah! That's all right. Do another. I keep hearing like noise. Like, okay, I wasn't crazy. It's my guitar. The jack. Okay. Here we go. guitars need some work. I need to send them into the shop. That's awful. Man, that's bad. All right. Maybe I'll just keep it more open. Let's undo that and do that again. I don't know what it is. Unless I'm hearing, okay, let me mute my mic this time when I do this. Something's bothering me when I hear it. Let me know if you hear it too. Okay. All right, so I guess I told that whole story. You guys couldn't hear me. What I heard was something that happened at just before I went live. I was like mucking around in here, and all of a sudden my guitar just cuts out. I'm like, no, is my amp? Did I just blow up my amp? And because there's so much low end resonance from this guitar, and the amp's dimed at literally 9, and which it says 9 is the max on this amp. So I wish it had 11, but it has 9. But I have the gain up on this. There's a bunch of bass, and the resonance is vibrating the speaker cable to fall out. So the noise that I was hearing It's like the speaker cable is starting to pop out. So that's not good. Excuse me. Yeah, so that was the story. So yeah. All right. So hopefully now it'll sound better. Now we can actually do that. Way better. Okay, let's play that line and actually get this done right this time. Muting. I put it in that position. That kind of has some more attitude. Let me do it there. Yeah, here you go. Cool, I'll take it. All right, moving on. Probably time for a new guitar, new tones, all the things. So we go ahead and we're gonna duplicate all of these. And let's see, did it duplicate the group? It did not. Great, perfect, that's exactly what I want. But I also probably need to do somewhat of a comp. So let's put this, we're gonna put this guitar away. Whoa, whoops. It's my first day in the studio, guys. All right. So, swapping guitars here. Probably have to do a bit of a comp. Really fast one. Cool. Let me save this. All right, great. All right. We're gonna rename this egit. Actually, we're gonna rename this. G. Yep. Okay. I'll know what this means. I guess. There we go. I'll rename these later. I don't really want to do that right now, but I do need to do somewhat of a comp. I like this guy. And we'll name that the comp. this ending. And just need the beginning. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, I'll just have that for now. Cool. We're going to create a new group. Whoa, there we go. That's kind of cool. All right. So I actually have no unearthly idea what I want to play with this, what I want to do on this next guitar. Let's get that other guitar down. It's a bit hot. Yeah. I think I need to make this like fatter somehow. Gabriel makes a great point. I would love to be able to have the camera above, top down. Don't currently have that set up. I need to get another C stand and then mount it, and yeah. I'm like running out of room in here right now. I've got a C stand behind me, mic overhead, and at some point I'm gonna install like an overhead rail system to get all this stuff up off the floor, because I'm like tripping like a madman in here. And not the way that you'd think most musicians would be tripping. So I'm literally physically tripping in here over cables. Way too much distortion. That sounds really cool. Maybe just like more drive. So like currently I'm like just messing with this. I don't have the USB cable to like control it on screen, which is kind of frustrating because this is not a fun way to do this. And I don't have a bunch of pedals, believe it or not. I should. I don't. All right, let's see. There's like a strange frequency on this guitar. All right. Doesn't feel very connected, does it? That's kind of cool. Figuring it out as we go, guys. Getting the spinning wall of doom here also. My computer's doing way too much. Try that. Yeah. So I'll tell you guys the story of why this song is so frustrating for me to work on. This is one of my wife's songs, and she had basically, she wrote the song and she spit the song with her playing and whatever into Suno. I know. And Suno put together this really cool sounding demo, but if you've ever used Suno, Suno is so unbelievably frustrating because it's just synthesis. So nothing is real. Nothing sounds real. It sounds like, in my opinion, complete dog right? It sounds terrible. And it does really funky things. So like at the very, very start of the intro, it has this cool riff, but it's in one way of playing. It's like in not a different time signature, but a different feel, if that makes sense. And then it turns to like the up part of the intro where the band comes in, and it's a totally different rhythm and a totally different pattern. And it all sounds cohesive because it's clever enough to like intertwine them, but like you go to try to recreate it and like make it your own, and you're like, this makes no freaking sense. So yeah, this is the third time we've tracked this and trying to get her happy with it. So yeah, I'm just trying to give it some sort of sauce and just paying attention here. Yeah. Oh yeah, and so all right, so we got a couple more points here. Yeah. Yeah, that mic thing is certainly it. There's something interacting. I think it was the EQ settings with this guitar and etc. It's a little bit louder than when I had it yesterday, so I think that's kind of doing some things. Yeah. Daylight. I don't know that song. I'd have to look at it. But anyways, yeah, so I'm kind of like struggling. I got to be extremely specific because I need the feel from the demo, like the quote unquote Suno demo. I need the feel from that. But I also need it to sound good. So yeah, this is a bit of a struggle and a challenge. Suno, guys, I hate Suno. It's a really cool party trick. Suno's a cool party trick. And it's, I mean, like, it has its uses for sure, but like, man, if you get tied to something, like if you produce other people and they bring you a Suno, it's not even like that big of a deal. But the frustrating part that I've found is that you have to really pick apart like what made the Suno sound cool, because it's all just synthesis and noise. It's just sine waves stacked a million times over until it's like, you know, sine waves, square waves, etc. It's just synthesis from start to finish. And so you got to figure out what part of those noises makes sense and what doesn't make sense for the arrangement and the song and the feel, and then try to roll with that, because it doesn't know, that's for sure. It's just guessing, guys. All right, let me see if I can. Okay. Yeah, I'm at a loss. Anyways. Man, it's like my first day today. I'm like, I was tripping over the chords earlier. My cable came out of the amp from playing. First day. I should do something like that there. Yeah, okay, great question. We got a good question here from Dennis. Does it record when there's no waveforms? No, I'm not recording. I'm just riffing and trying to come up with a part here because I'm with, again, earlier from the Suno demo, pulling out my hair, trying to come out with the other side with something that has the same vibe and energy. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I like, what I don't like as far as parts. I'm not really a session player. My chops aren't as good as they once were, right? Toby Keith song. Not as good as I once was. So I'm just kind of spitballing parts, coming up with stuff I like, seeing what works, what doesn't. So no point in recording that, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like in this like lift, the band up section. I kind of like that. I'm probably gonna have to stack that as a riff, like a motif. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's again, scratching my head here because Suno's locked me in and I have to try to make it sound like the Suno, and the Suno is ridiculous. Everything cuts out in the Suno and it's just electric guitar, but electric guitar sounds really extremely weird if I'm just doing what it did in the Suno, but the Suno made it sound cool because it is pure synthesis. The Suno did something like... But it sounded cool because it's completely fake. So here we are. What's up, Jason? Dennis brings up an extremely good question that I'm probably not qualified to answer. Does doing the Suna thing, does that affect your rights? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Will it? In time? I'd be willing to bet yes. 'Cause currently, no. Currently, no. They claim anything that you input is yours. You got me. I could imagine that there's something weird in there that they're going to try to, you know, gotcha, right? Later on down the line. But that's also one thing. It's like, you got to make sure if you're using that you're putting your own spin on it, because then at least they can't claim that you used what they generated in your work, even though you uploaded the work first. I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think it's absolutely insane. Again, it's a great party trick. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, oh yeah, another great thing by Dennis here. Yeah, Suno writes them. I don't know. I think if you were paying for it, the way I've always understood it is if you're paying for the service, then like you're the owner and you can sell it. That's why you have all of these artificially generated music on Spotify and people are trying to like release it and whatnot. Because they can just press a button and then theoretically upload it and make royalties and money from it. I don't know. Again, I'm not qualified to really like say definitively. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I have no idea. But I also know that it's really, I don't like it whatsoever. I don't even think it sounds good. There are people who like go, oh yeah, listen to this. It sounds incredible. No, it sounds terrible. It sounds so fake. One really funny thought that I keep kind of having, it's like the first time you hear it, you're like, whoa, this is going to replace everybody because it sounds so good. I'm like, what about it sounds good? Is it the fact that it's like everything's pitch perfectly tuned? And then it kind of made me realize it doesn't sound like people. It doesn't sound like us. We've spent the last 25, 30, 40 years producing music that sounds artificial. And now when we hear fake music, we go, whoa, it sounds so real. No, we sound fake. We don't have real music anymore. It's all tuned to heck and back. It's perfectly, pitch perfect, perfectly locked to the grid. And as a result, it's like, sounds kind of fake. But we've come to be so used to it that now when you hear a completely synthesized sound, you go, whoa, that sounds realistic. It's like, no, it sounds terrible. It sounds completely terrible. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cheers, Jason. Thanks for dropping in. All right. So. That's kind of a cool, like, compliment, I think, at the beginning. Yeah, okay. There's things about it that I like, things about it I don't like. I don't know. Is it like headed in a decent direction, guys? I have no clue here. I'm lost. Yeah, I just don't know. Okay. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Let me back off the drive, I think. That's also kind of bothering me. And tremolo. Okay. Bruh. Going from this guitar, going from the previous guitar to this one, the frets are so much higher. My fingers are getting caught on the frets. First world problems. That's all right. Let's roll with that and try to get a good performance out of it. Let's tune. All right, I'm gonna mute myself here. Bruh. Today's one of those days. Not feeling it. Yeah, running that back. Ah. Bruh. Keep messing up. That's all right. I might dub. I think I'm gonna dub this section here. I'm gonna do it one more time. Yeah. Let's check tuning. Let's see, comments. What do we got? Yeah, Dennis, I'm trying to like leave as much space as possible, really. Any mistakes I didn't erase? I go digging, listening. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's usually something cool in there. My approach is like, I try to be as methodical and as content aware as possible of like what the other instruments are doing, and I'll probably actually have to go back and redo this other guitar because there's a few times like this right at the top I think is actually in the way of where I want this guitar to be. So this guitar is coming in with this that note. So I think I'm gonna get the other guitar to do something totally different right in that intro. So I'll have to touch that again. And then also this end that I overdubbed, that sounds cooler on the telly for that position. So I'm gonna go back and lay down the other guitar again to have it higher on the neck and have that tone be different. So Basically, in other words, I'm a control freak. Extreme control freak. Ah, I messed up the last note there. Let's do it again. Undo. Man, I just cannot play today. Sorry, guys. New version. Whoa, wrong new version. Bruh. All right, it's a bit better. There's one spot I didn't like, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So like being extremely specific with this phrase. Right here, the guitar's going. The other ones are pulling, so I can't have that because it'll sound messy and needlessly messy when we can just do it again. Go back into this EQ on this pedal. And all right. Let's do a new version. Back to the top, make sure we're in tune. here we go. Way too hot. Oh. Spinning wall of doom. Mother of God. That was good. I just want one more just because I call it the idiot pass. I want to do one more pass because don't want to be an idiot. Here you go. One more. Wasn't ready. Oh, bro, come on. All right. Let's just, I'll punch this. Okay, now I've got it all worked out what I want to do. Like, the strange thing is, like, because I'm so picky, half the time I'm recording and I'm figuring out, like, oh, okay, what do I need to do in each bar? And, like, I'm, like, deciphering and decoding in my mind, like, oh, the way I was bending as I'm going into the phrase again, it's awkward. And so I start out going, instead of going back up, like, I need to go back up with. So now I'm doing the full power chord, and the positioning is different too. So I'm getting, like, extremely drilled down, extremely specific with my, with how I'm positioning even. And that's kind of like, I'm running it back and running it back and running it back. And I'm a bit of a slow learner, I guess. Because it's taking me forever to do one part. All right, here we go. Let's make sure we're in tune. Cool. All right, let's try again. Ah. And then I just forgot to do it. cool. There we go. Now we've got something. That's cool. That will work. And spinning wall of doom. Spinning ball of doom. All right. All right, so what I'll do here is I'm gonna basically lay down the bed of rhythms, and I'm gonna overdub a few things on a separate track lane. All right, that's what I'll do on that. Okay, so I want to come in there a little different. I'll just punch this from here. Didn't like it. Let's tune. I think I'm out. All right. Okay, we'll do a little bit of a change there, and I've got to do a punch from here. Okay, yeah, so that's another one for me to fix on the other guitar. Whoa, why did that do that? Edit redo. Okay. What? Okay. Oh boy. All right, so. Oh, nothing's responding now. Okay. All right. Let's check this out. Let's cut. So I have to manually cut. So I'm going through a fatal glitch right now. And I can't do anything about it. What'll happen is my computer's gonna restart here in a second. Everybody tag Universal Audio in the comments. I can't control anything on my system right now. I can't even stop it. Well, I'll probably end the stream here because I'm gonna have to wait. And that's probably really annoying for you guys. So I'll leave you with that. Cheers, guys.